What's up, PlayStation Insiders? It's Carter back again, and this time I'm going to show you how to play Mother Russia herself, Zarya. Zarya is in the tank class, but she is unique in that she doesn't have the mobility of the other tanks, but she more than makes up for that, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Her particle beam does damage based on how much damage her barriers take, and her health is 400, but half of that is shield, meaning if you're in the heat of battle, you can take up to 200 damage and regenerate that yourself without any type of healing necessary, as long as you get out of fire quickly enough. For that reason, since she doesn't typically need heals, Pocket Lucio is really good to play with her. The speed boost will really overcome her only downfall, which is that lack of mobility. Her particle beam is relatively difficult to use. It doesn't have its damage per second. You have to hold it on them specifically. Her alt fire is a little bit easier to aim, but it doesn't deal as much damage, so it's a risk reward with Zarya. You have to get really good with her and learn when to use which of her fires. She can project a barrier onto her allies or onto herself, and when those barriers take damage, she gains charge, and that charge number is indicated by the number there. Now this Tracer will ult here in a second, and I'll show you what the best strategy for that is. You have to keep a level head with Zarya. Situations that would normally cause you to run, you have to be ready to pop that bubble. Now right here, Tracer throws out her ult, I know what she's doing, I pop my bubble instead of running away, and my charge goes up significantly, meaning I'm now dealing a lot more damage than I was before. At high charge, her beam basically becomes a lightsaber, cuts through almost any flanker, most tanks even. It's just a force to be reckoned with. This high damage potential is what makes Zarya such a good tank. She is fairly difficult to use, which is why she's not overpowered. She has the highest skill cap of any character in the game, in my opinion, just because you have to learn not only how to fire her weapon and alt fire correctly, but also when to project what bubbles on yourself and your allies. Now your allies, they'll typically be fun. You see them going up against a Roadhog or a Reaper, anyone with that burst damage. That's where Zarya shines. Like right here, this D.Va's gonna ult, pop my bubble, soak that all up. Now D.Va's ult deals 1,000 damage at the core, and you'll notice that I have far less than 1,000 health. That bubble only has 300 health itself before it breaks, but because it was all in one burst, I don't take the difference. The bubble breaks, I don't get to absorb all of it, but I'm also not dead. Now, our Zenyatta has indicated that we should group up with him, and that's always a good strategy. Group up with your support, always protect your supports. Specifically Zenyatta, he doesn't have the mobilities of others to escape. Right here, I'm about to use my ult, and Zarya's ult is one of the best in the game. It's called the Graviton Surge, and it has the ability to pull their entire team into one point. And if your team's ready for this, you can capitalize on it and almost team kill them, guaranteed. Like I said, if your team is ready for it. It pairs really well with D.Va's ult. If you want to kill the team, it pairs really well with Mei's ult to just deal extra damage. The only thing they can really do in that situation is potentially a Reinhardt shield might protect them from some of it, and a Lucio ult could save them. But they're stuck in one spot for so long, if your team is ready, there's no reason you shouldn't eliminate all or most of them. Armor's not really an issue for Zarya, at least at high charges, because she deals so much damage per second. Mobile characters are really her Achilles heel, and you can overcome that by using her alt fire that has that splash damage on it, and that'll allow you to get them. Now this Reaper's reloading, he's looking for a target. I see my Zenyatta there, make sure that Zenyatta survives. Now the utility of properly bubbling one of your allies is threefold. You've got that Reaper wasting time, you have your Zenyatta who is no longer taking damage, and now you are dealing more damage. It's that threefold utility that just makes Zarya such a good tank. She's very versatile, use offense, defense. If a Zarya is playing well, that team is very hard to beat, because the Zarya is not only serving as their tank, their big pushing force, but she's also dealing damage and supporting the team. Very versatile, very good. The only thing is she is a little bit slow, so make sure you have a Lucio with her. It's not necessary, it's just very, very helpful. The big thing with Zarya that you want to remember is that her ult charges relatively slowly if you're at low charge. So make sure that you try and keep your charge up to the best of your ability. Like I've said before, she really shines against characters that deal a lot of high burst damage. Junkrat, Pharah, Roadhog, Reaper, all of those that deal a lot of damage and few shots, because that bubble does not last long. You want to make sure that you absorb as much as you can. And D.Va at close range. Now this D.Va is about to get her comeuppance. Boop! Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. Remember kids, your jets aren't infinite, and if you try to go after me as Zarya, karma will get you. So I just went ahead and sped through this. Figured you didn't want to watch me walk the spawn with such a slow character as Zarya. Now, you'll notice I'll shoot the beam at the D.Va, and the defense matrix does nothing to stop it. Beams are very difficult to deal with for characters that are used to being able to soak up damage. Genji cannot reflect it, D.Va cannot absorb it, so your beam is one of your most powerful weapons for that reason, because they're oftentimes not ready to handle it. They're used to being able to soak that up. Now, if you see a Roadhog, I would definitely recommend you go after them as Zarya, because they fire that burst damage, and a lot of times they don't know when they're beat. Roadhog's got that take a breather ability that heals him 300 health, which is good and all, but a lot of times they'll try and use that while you're still attacking them, and that's just feeding your ult. Take all that you can get. If you're low on health, it's probably still worth it, because you can feed, maybe 10-20%. Now here in a second you'll see me use my ult in a different way. I basically use it to deny them access to the point. Like I said, it pulls anyone around it to a singular point, and so if you fire it in an entranceway, specifically in their spawn or a choke point, then they don't get to move from there, and you can use it to eat up the clock in overtime if you need to. Now, you just might have seen that our D.Va was nano boosted by our Ana there. And that's well and good, but you have to remember as Ana, and I know this isn't the Ana video, I just thought I'd throw this in here. D.Va in and out of her mech count as two separate characters when it is in regards to being boosted. So if you boost a D.Va and she comes out of the mech, she'll no longer be boosted. You're better off boosting either a Reinhardt, Zarya, or even a flanker, as odd as that sounds, because their damage resistance that come with the boost will really help them out. Sorry I got off topic there, just wanted to throw that in since I tell that poor nano boost. Alright, so I hear Junkrat going off. He's probably nearby, so there's the tie that killed my team. I'm gonna go hunt this Junkrat down because Zarya loves Junkrat. Junkrat just feeds that bubble. Of course I get interrupted by these guys, but because Junkrat's shooting grenades at me, I'm just getting more and more powerful. Now, he's still hanging out here lobbing grenades at my team. Can't let that stand. Soak up a couple of them. Almost died here. Probably should have. I don't know what he was doing. But now I'm just putting pressure on to make sure he doesn't go back to shooting grenades at my team. But point's starting to get taken, so I need to go back here and fix that. Now, here's that nano-boosted D.Va again. It's a decent move if you're communicating. If that D.Va's in good health, not about to ult, that was fine. Probably should have done it to our Reinhardt or me, our Zarya. Now, when you're bro shielded by that Lucio, you play as recklessly as you can. That's really the main way to describe Zarya's playstyle, is reckless. You can regen half your health, play recklessly. Don't be stupid, be a little bit reckless. There is a difference. Alright, so I've got the healing orb. Looks like we're about to take the point. I've got my ult ready just in case. Oh, they think they can get in here. So we're going to stop that, cut that right out. Make sure they know this is ours. And there's nothing they can do about it. Now, typically, this composition isn't something that you'll see on most competitive scenes. We got 3 tanks and 3 supports. I would not recommend this at all. We did very well. We should not have. I'm going to blame it on my phenomenal Zarya playing. We're going to go with that. There's that Roadhog. Feed me. He's just a giant feed. See Roadhog, go after him. Make sure you bubble your allies, especially your supports. And that's about all I got with Zarya. Just remember, she's reckless, so you got to play her that way. If there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know in the comments below.